Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. You know, I can only advocate for one system of government, and that is the government that works for everybody. And when I say work for everybody, I'm talking about in regards to those things that are common amongst them, that causes no pain or suffering to any of them. And those things that are not common but can cause pain and suffering, I'm totally against and really ready to expose, but only to reveal something that's better. You know, of late, I'm constantly hearing people talk about Russia and perhaps China, who represents basically totalitarian regimes. That's what they basically represent, and how they are conditioning themselves to be able to, and not just now, but have been doing it for quite some time, trying to down democracies. Trying to down democracies, and they're trying to suggest that democracies have been sitting around allowing these people to approach them and deal with them the same way that this system, the Democratic Party, is dealing with what is going on in the South right now, trying to take this country back hundreds of years. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. 60s. People stood up, gave their lives, fought against dogs and hoes and being hung and beat down with baseball bats for the right to have a voice. For the right to have a voice. And they stood up by the power of what was right, touching the hearts and minds of people to the degree that they say, well, hey, we got to give in because it's right. And so they did it. And so for a while, we've just taken it for granted that this is established law now. Why would anybody come back and try to, if it was foolish then, why would anybody want to go back and act a fool? So we never even thought about it again. Perhaps. I heard somebody say they had to keep signing something, making it continuous. But even that made no sense. And then to look at it today, when they want to, these people, their descendants, who were slaves who fought to build themselves up, not that far, but to build themselves up, their generations have come, to see this instead, and somebody who used to be a slave master, who used to hang them, who used to beat them with baseball bats, who used to shoot them, who used to separate their families, who used to impregnate their sisters and brothers, now want to take them back to a time like that? What kind of individual would think that a gun and a bullet would allow that to happen? I mean, something must be wrong in people's heads to think that something like that would be permitted. But then you sit back and you watch a system of government that you have really trusted to some degree and watch this stuff happening. And it appears as if there's no resistance coming. And at a time when we've learned is that if resistance comes, it's just a little notch. So I'm saying to all of us, what are they saying to the world that democracy is? They're saying democracy, you get a chance to speak up. You don't like something, you can go and protest. You can ask others to speak for you, to join with you, and perhaps get a political party going, a perspective, and make it a platform in an election that you can vote and have a voice in. You're not trying to overwhelm and impose yourself on anybody. If the numbers aren't there, then you have to wait and let that decision that's made cause some pain and suffering while you lift up and come up with a better way that will bless them all. That's the best way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's something that's strange going on. I say to all of us, if democracies are supposed to be exactly what they're telling everybody, and now Russia and other totalitarians have been voicing a bunch of other lies, like what's going on in America now, then why don't we do something else? Why don't our approach be this? If democracies have been held up as being so much better than totalitarian regimes and other sorts, if it's been held up to be better, go one step further. Make it the best that it can be. Make it the best it can be is sit down. Make it the best it can be and sit down. You ain't got to lift a finger. Why? Because God has spoken. And now the blind can see. They ain't trying to take it, they want to be with you. And if they don't, hey, they can't enter into what? Paradise. No, there is no evil that's accepted there. Only love. Well, I just thought I should say something about that because I'm always talking about God. And I'm not trying to lift up democracies now per se. I'm just trying to speak truth to what's happening. This is happening over here, nothing but a bunch of lies going on, and the people act like garbage bags. They just suck in whatever their mind is lying to. Now, you don't like what I just said, ladies and gentlemen. You think I like having to say that? You are my sisters. You are my brothers. You matter to me. I'm the man that commit crimes to go to jail and prison so I can come back and tell you how much you mean to me. And you go and put Donald Trump, one of the biggest devils I've ever heard of in the White House. And now all of you guys over the Republican Party turning your back against what you have stood for, even though it wasn't the best. It was better than what you're doing now. I can't understand it. But I do know what is happening. That's evil, man. That's evil. Why do I say it's evil? Because of the pain. Because of the suffering. Look at Manchin. Somebody say, well, Manchin is connected with a coal industry. And he's big top, rich off of that. And Manchin might say, well, the programs that the Democrats are trying to come up with would cause me to lose some of my power, some of my wealth in taxation, in things I won't be able to gain. He might say that and might be legitimate in his saying. But ask him this. Will the plan of the United States system, the new one, I'm not talking about the current, would it take away his standard of living? Would it deny him any form, the best form of health care, the best education that his family or he would ever need again? Would it deny him anything that he has today? And the answer to that is no. That would justify this as being much better than that will send you to eating out of a trash can. And then they'll call you a beggar bum who have snatched your life support from you. Man, wake up and see the world for what it is. Thank you.